Dr. SeAnne Safaii and a registered dietitian, and today we're going to be making southwestern cornbread with chilies and cheese that is suitable for those people who have diabetes. One of the reasons I picked this recipe was because normally when you when you make cornbread, it accounts for about 2 exchanges or about 30 grams of carbohydrates, and this one only has 12 grams. So I'm going to show you some of the secret ingredients that we're using to bring down the carbohydrates and make it delicious. So to begin with, you're going to want a pan, and we're going to spray the pan. Today we're spraying it with omega-3 fatty acids using olive oil. An olive oil, extra virgin olive oil spray. So our pan is ready. And now we're going to start with the first ingredient. And so this is 1 cup of cornmeal. We'll be adding 1 cup of cornmeal here. Our next ingredients are baking powder and baking soda and salt. So we'll try 2 tablespoons of baking powder. We're going to add a little bit of salt. And then 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, not too much, just a little bit. Okay, now I like to make this a high fiber product because when you have diabetes, you want to have more high fiber foods. It's going to slow down the absorption of sugars from the breads that you're having, so you're going to want to have a lot of fiber in there. So I'm going to use 1/4 of a cup of whole wheat flour. And then here we have 1 1/4 cup of buttermilk, and this is wonderful. It's going to give you a very moist texture, very moist and tender cornbread. Sometimes cornbread can be a bit dry, but when we add this buttermilk, it makes it delicious. And so then the next ingredient is an egg. It's 1 egg and 1 egg white. So we've got 2 ingredients here. I'm going to mix these, and then I'm going to add the chilies and cheese at the end. You don't even need a beater for this. You can just use your wooden spoon because it's so liquidy. Now, again, I just want to mention that when you have diabetes, you want to be careful on the number of carbohydrate servings that you have each day. And for this particular product, if we're using the healthy diabetes plate method to plan our meals, this would go in the bread area, which I'll show you in just a minute. Okay. Nice, smooth consistency. The ingredients are all mixed up very nicely. I'm going to add, actually this is fat-free cheddar cheese, and so this is about 1/4 of a cup. You don't need too much. You don't want it to be cheesy bread, but you want enough to give that Southwest flavor, that cheesy Southwest flavor. And then our last ingredient is 2 ounces of chili peppers that are diced. That's going to give it a little bit of zing. Okay, so we are ready to go. So we're going to pour this into our pan. We're going to heat our oven. Our oven's been heating at 400 degrees. This cooks up very quickly. I'm just going to go stick it in the oven over here. Okay, now while that's cooking, I just want to mention a couple things about your healthy diabetes plate. When you have diabetes, again, we want to eat from a 9-inch plate. Our plates have grown over the last year. They started out as, if you look at some of the very fine china, you'll see that they're about 9 inches big. They're not that large, but our plate size has gotten up to 12 inches, which is one of the contributing factors for overweight and diabetes in this country. So if you can remember to eat from a 9-inch plate, then the best thing to do is divide your plate in half, make half of it vegetables, make a protein source down here. Chicken is great with cornbread. And then here will be your grain. This is starting, a small piece of cornbread is what we're going to put here. So, then we're also going to have that with milk and fruit. So if we look at our finished product, this is what it looks like. You can see, let's see if I can grab a piece out of here. Oh. Here we go. So your cornbread would go right here in your healthy diabetes plate. If you want more information about the Healthy Diabetes Plate, visit the University of Idaho Healthy Diabetes Plate website.